right, all you need is your stretch strap today. Have one that, if possible, fairly long. I like at least a 6-footer. Sometimes when you buy them, they're the 5-foot ones. And then if you're taller and you're using it to kind of pull open and stretch with leg patterns, that's short, and that is a little more difficult. So find yourself in sits bones parallel as comfortable. I'm going to go a little wider in the hips. I'm going shoulder width. Just sort of depends on how that body's feeling. Think of engaging from pubic bone to belly button to rib cage, everything drawing up and in, and we're just rolling those shoulders. Take a couple inhales, exhales, and just hold your tails equal on both sides when you're holding your band. And we don't want a lot of elasticity here, but we want a little bit, but we want to be able to stretch through it. So leave yourself in your feet, bring your arms up. It's going to pull a little bit, and you're going to go all the way over the shoulders. And as I do that, I'm just going to turn it at the back. And then I'm going to come all the way back and bring it through. And just find your breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through the mouth, and go again. Inhale up. And on this one, roll it down. Now, if you're a little tight when you first get going, put your hands on your quads, a round spine, and then slowly start to come up. Pull that band, take it all the way up and over, and just turn the palms, and then bring it all the way back. And again, on this one, if it feels good, go deeper in your roll. So maybe if you're okay, you go down to your elbows, maybe your hands go to the floor. I'm still supporting myself as I go down. So I'm just going to turn at an angle so you can get a kind of peek at that. So I'm going to inhale up. And as I go down, a little bit tight in my hips and my back this morning, I'm going to give myself love by supporting my elbows on my quad and then come up. If you don't need that, free flow, right? If you don't need that extra love, just go ahead and free flow. I'm widening out even more, and I'm going to go passive squats. I'm going to come all the way down, maybe place my hands, and then get a little deeper. As I get down there, depending on where you're going to be able to go, get some little play happening in your hips. So I'm kind of going left and right. Again, a little bit tight. Maybe I'm up here. My hands and my elbows are on my quads, and I'm spinning. Still getting the same effect. Just listen to where your body will go. Now, I've turned my knuckles upside down. So my knuckles are facing the floor, and I'm getting a little stretch into the wrist line. As I do that, I'm trying to stay strong in this wrist line, right? If you're up here, just go strong. Some of the movements when we go down to our hands, if we haven't warmed up those wrists, they get a little tight. So slowly come all the way up. Same thing. Bring that band, stretch it open, pull it all the way around. Now stay here. Turn your palms to face the back and just extend through the shoulder girdle and bring it through. Exhale, push. Inhale back. So I have turned my band so my palms are facing back, and I'm just pressing away. Press it out. Pull it in. Watch as you do it. You don't pull so far up, you're rounding through the spine, right? So just pure to the shoulders. Keep everything else nice and neutral. One more time. And then unfold the hands, bring it all the way around. And I want you to put your hands on your quads and find your first squat. So just kind of wiggle here, find the space that you need to in your legs, drop your shoulders into your back pockets, give a little rocking back and forth. So if you want to slow it down and go very purposeful with the rocking and come right up to releve and see how the balance and the toes are working for you, go ahead. If you just want to keep it a shifting of weight, go right ahead. From here, we're going to go cat-cow. So I'm in my neutral. Exhale, round the spine, tuck that tailbone under. Inhale, bring it into squat. Exhale and round. So I'm only coming into neutral on my squats. I'm not going super deep. Back of the tailbone is not tucking under. So I'm just keeping my natural curves here. Exhale, squat and round. Inhale, down. One more time. Now stay in the squat. Reach those arms. Bring them up. Shoulders down into back pockets. And as you do that, pull a little bit on your band. There's a little bit of tension there, right? And your shoulders are into your back pockets. Now we're just going to lift those heels a little and lower. So just finding that balance now in our body. Little lift. Doesn't have to be very big. Just think of shifting the weight forward towards the ball of the foot. Little lift and down. Now, if that's hard on the shoulders, you're holding more forward. If you're okay, keep your hands where they are. Keep them up there. Now pull a little bit and bring it in. So just really focusing on that balance point. Little pull and bring it in. One more time. Little pull. Bring it in. Let those arms float down. Let the head float down. Hands on quads, shins, knees. Press those legs to straight. or towards straight. Instead of looking at the floor, look through your legs towards your knees, so your head is just in a total neutral position, just dangling there. Inhale, exhale, then bend the knees, slowly come all the way up and just roll those shoulders. Give a little shimmy of the body. Bring your feet back into parallel sits bones, palms facing the sky, hands about the width of your waistline, and just think of pulling your thumbs out to the side with a bit of tension. Doesn't have to be huge. From here, without moving the ASIS or the pelvis, inhale to one side, exhale, center. Inhale, exhale. Really keep your hips to the front. Inhale, and exhale, and one more time, big inhale. We're going to add a little bit of flexion to that. So rotate, and then just offer your arms out as you flex through the spine. And then stack the spine back up, bring it to center. You got it. Rotate on the inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come tall. Exhale, center, and roll the shoulders. Take the hands wider, bring it up. Closer, a little bit more aggressive on the stretch. Pull with one hand and teeter-totter over. Now take that bottom hand perpendicular to the floor and press out actively with the top hand. Now pull down with that bottom hand and feel that lateral flexion occur. Find some massive breaths into the side rib cage. If it feels good, you can push those arms up one way and push the hips the other. Take one more big breath. And then actively pull the obliques back into your set position. Come out of your shoulders, give a little wiggle. And then reach that up again. Drop your shoulders down and away. So if you're having a hard time bringing your shoulders down, go wider with your handstands. And then take it all the way over. Ooh, tighter side for me. Pull your bottom hand in. Reach your bottom hand out so your band is perpendicular to the floor. Pretend someone's pulling that away. Lean your hips in opposition. Glance to the floor, maybe pull down a little bit of pressure in the bottom hand. Find some massive breaths into the intercostal muscles. One more big breath. And then actively close the rib-hip connection on the opposite side. Bring it around. Relax out of the shoulders again. Take it wide, passive, and we're just going to kind of make a figure eight. Don't let your head follow it. You'll get a little dizzy with it. So come down into your squat, and then this hand is going to turn out. And then you're going to reach, so a side lateral, extension, side lateral, and come around. Now make that flow. You've got a little bit of a tension happening in your band, and you're flowing. Inhale as you come up. Go nice and slow. Exhale as you come around. Switch directions. Open it, stretch it, big breath. So kind of think Matrix, hey? Right? So you're kind of going back, and you're dodging, and you're opening, and you're ducking away. Go one more time. Open that up and bring it around. Stay in the front. Stretch out those legs again. Let your head dangle down. Nice big breath. And exhale, peel vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Roll it up. Give that a little wiggle at the top. Take your band, open it up, and place it at the front of your mat. It can be off the mat or just at the front, but try and make your tail somewhat equal on both sides. And then back it up to the other end. We're just going to do a little bit of mobility here without our band. I'm in sits bones, finds your arms. I've got great grammar this morning. Bring it all the way around the corner. If you need to support, hands go down. Otherwise, hands to the floor. Press the legs towards straight. Maybe, maybe not. Hands on the quads or the shins if that feels better. One more time, little press. Bring it down. Now we're going to walk out to cat. In 4, 3, knees go down on 2 and 1. Curl your toes, and let's just get a little extra stretch there. So if I look through my legs, I don't want my ankles sickling, right? I don't want to be out here. I want to try and pull them so the weight is over the big toe. Having said that, bunions, arthritis, that sometimes doesn't work very well. So just do the best you can. Push back into your heels, feel the stretch, and then come back into your 4-point stance. Push back, get a little extra stretch. And come out. Just see where those knees will go. Press back and come out. Now stay in the out. Uncurl the toes. Paddle the foot. And let's do a little bit of sternum drop. So drop through your shoulder blades. Exhale, press away. So it's neutral spine, neutral pelvis. I have a very, very gentle elbow happening. And now I'm just moving through the scapula. Beautiful. Now stay in the pressed away and let's do angry cat. Drop your tailbone, stack the spine, hollow out the abdomen, look through to your pubic bone. Big inhale here. And now exhale, sit back on your heels, just as far as your knees will allow. Reach your fingers what feels too far forward, so you feel that lat stretch occurring. Really big breath here. And then exhale, come back into 4-point. And then untuck your tailbone. The tailbone goes out, the vision goes out, and we're in our cow. Big breath. Exhale, drop your tailbone around your spine, curl into angry cat. Sit back, reach forward, maybe a little no in the neckline. Bring it all the way back. And then uncurl and lengthen. And then find yourself in neutral. From here, make sure that your knees are stacked under your hips, your hands are stacked under your shoulders. And I just want you to take one leg out. I want you to drag it out. And as it drags out into prone, don't lift it up yet. I want you to reach it and get your toes on the floor. Now squeeze your ass cheek and straighten out that knee fully. Then lift it. So we're not lifting this bent knee, we're lifting a fully extended. And feel how your glute has to be part of the party now? Bend your knee, your glute can let go. Straighten your leg, your booty fires. Straight leg. And then lower the toe down. So we're just going to lift and lower. Once you feel that moving nicely, turn on that Miss America sash and remove your opposite arm. So now I'm reaching with both. And now let's lower and lift. Lower and lift. The hand that's on the floor is pushing away with power. My abdominals are pulled gently up and in, and I'm staying in my neutral. Go 2 more. No archy back. Make sure you're strong. Now hold it in the reach for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring everything back to home. Sit back, relax off the wrists. So sit back however you want. You could go wide. I could sit back this way, roll my wrists. I'm going to stretch my wrists out a little bit. I'm going to take them beside my body and just kind of stretch out that wrist line. Roll them around a little bit, whatever feels natural. And then we're going to come back into that 4-point stance. Same thing, other side. So again, pull the abs in, drop the shoulders, but make sure you're not rounding or into this big lordotic, right? We're doing that nice neutral. We've got some curves happening. Shoulders into your back pockets. Reach away. Keep the toes down. As you reach away, straighten your knee fully and then lift using the glute and the hamstring in combination. Let's start a few lifts and lowers. Feel how your whole body wants to shift to the knee that's on the floor. Keep the weight evenly distributed between the hand and the knee, and then go ahead and reach out the opposite arm. From here, lift, lower. As you lift, we don't change the spine. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Push away with power with the pec on that hand that's staying on the floor. Let's go 3 more. Get a glute squeeze. 2 more. And 1. And then bring it all the way back to home. Sit back again. Give those wrists a little roll. Paddle out the feet. Do whatever you need to do. And then we're going to do what's called alternating watchdog. Bring it all the way back into your 4-point stance. Shift your shoulders down. Pull the abs in. 1 arm, opposite leg. Exhale, reach it out. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bring it home. Opposite side. Exhale, reach. Inhale, keep. Exhale, bring it home. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, reach. Inhale, keep. Exhale, home. Inhale, prepare. So keep going with this. So Tyra, your question about doggy beast people leaning into the hips. You got to get them doing this, right? And that way they feel like they're equal on the hips and they're not leaning out into the one hip. If they can't do this, doggy beast is really hard. And bring it down. Beautiful. Curl your toes. On your last one, lift into your down dog. Press in here. So here I'm going to add a little poodle wag so my feet are close enough that I can wiggle my tailbone from left to right. Now if you can get your legs straight, that's great. If not, just bend them. Wiggle it left and right. And now bring your body weight out of your shoulders. So I'm down in a stretch here. Now I'm going to come out and I'm going to prance at my feet. I'm going to push my feet and articulate between those toes. Inhale, exhale. And then walk your hands to your feet. In 4, 3, bend the knees as you need to. Look through your legs. Bend the knees, articulate all the way up. Big inhale at the top. Make sure you're at the very back of your mat. Hands into heart, and we're going to go down all the way into a little bit of extension work. Get some floppies. Hands to the floor, walk it out in 4, 3, all the way out in 2 and 1. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes, bend the elbows as you float yourself down. The band will be right there. Just kind of ignore it. From here, a little bit of lateral rotation, and let's do floppy. So wiggle your butt, wiggle the abs, turn everything off. Only press as high as you don't lift up your pubic bone. You don't engage the abs. I don't really care if your shoulders are in your back pockets or not right now. Everything's just disengaged to see where that back is. And then gently come down. Now, if that's working for you and you can come a bit higher, go ahead. But remember, the minute the glutes turn on to protect the back, you want to come back down. This is a floppy. It's not that deep connection in the core. One more time, just see where the back will go. If you're feeling too much aggressive pulling into the hip flexor, that's your end line as well, right? Because your hip flexors are saying, as far as I go, and they're going to turn on too deep. Beautiful. From here, let's wake up a little bit more into the extensors. Bring your arms into 11s. Bring your legs in more parallel, open as comfortable. And then pull your abs up, shift your shoulders down. And if the neckline will invite, bring the chin parallel to the floor. So now we're holding a connected little mini half swan. It's a little higher than the regular half swan, but kind of a little mini swan here. Shoulders are shifted down, bit more of a sphinx. Super hard place to get a big breath. Let's try it. 3 more breaths. Draw those abs up off the floor. 1 more time. Push your elbows out to the side. Slowly fold down. Take your hands in strong. Push away. Hold your push up. Bring your hands more into triceps. Abs engaged. Now, if you can do full push-up up here for triceps, go ahead. I'm going to stay here, and we're going to go down in 3. 1, 2, 3, push away. Inhale, 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 exhale. If you want to go to your toes, go ahead. Remember, this is more tricep. Hands are narrow. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Don't change that spine. Try not to reach with your head. 3, press away. Curl the toes, and up we come. Play a little bit. Prance. I'm going to widen my hands on my mat. Inhale, exhale. And on this one, we're going to walk our feet to our hands. Bend your knees as you need to in 4, 3, all the way in on 2 and 1. And then bend, soften, slowly peel up. Big lift of the heart, extend it open. Exhale, hands down, center heart, little roll of the shoulders. And I'm just going to come right forward and place my arch of my foot onto that band. I'm going with my left leg. My right leg's going back. I'm going to bring mine back a little bit. I have my foot's half off the mat, and I'm not allowed over that. Now I'm going to take that leg back, bend it, and if I'm okay, I'm going to come down to the knee. If I don't like coming down to the knee, I'm just going to reach. So I'm going to come down to the knee, get my bands, wrap it once. Now, if wrapped once is too much, just leave them, especially if you have a really tight band. I like to wrap so that I can kind of let go with my hands, and then my hands don't get sore. Curl your back toe, shoulders into back pockets, neutral spine, lift. Now lean forward a little bit. I'm going to back my foot up. I'm going to start to press into that front leg. Inhale, exhale. So depending on how deep you can go is up to you. I'm leaning forward. Maybe my knee goes over my toe. I don't really care. All right, so down, and I'm going to row. So if I want a tighter row, I'm going to tighten my hands 1 more time around my band. Inhale down. Back leg is straight if you're able to. If you're off balance, you can turn your back leg into a bit more of a warrior, or if your toes just aren't having it. Let's go 4 more. 3 more. Bend into that front leg. 2 more, and 1. Stay bent a little bit into the front knee. Turn your back foot into warrior. Relax off your back hand. I'm barely holding, just fingertips here. And then I'm going to straighten the leg. I'm going to pull my elbow. I'm going to rotate and look to the far wall. Inhale down. Here, go as deep as you want. Exhale, pull. Inhale down. Exhale, pull. Want to get deeper? Widen your legs farther apart. Right, so if I go wider, I can get deeper. Inhale down, exhale up. Look at that front knee. Is it going onto the inside of the big toe? Make sure that it's pushing out a little bit to the baby toe, so you're not collapsing. Go 2 more. Rotate that spine. One more. And then release your band. Press it open. And then for this one, we've got some options. If I'm tight, I'm going to stay here and hold and then reach. If I'm okay, I'm going to go elbow and reach. If I'm still okay, I'm going to take this part of my arm, push it into my knee, push my fingertips into my ankle bone, and reach. If I'm still okay, down you go into bind. And then you grab behind your back. Now, my body's not going there, right? If you can bind, go ahead. That's too much flexion in my hip. I'm going to inhale, exhale. One more big breath. And then you're going to take that front leg, you're going to press away with it, and then rotate your back leg again. Bring your knee down. Beautiful. Push in and out from the back hip flexor. And then if it's okay, stay pressed in there. Push away. Still okay. Reach. Add your bind and stretch out that pec line. Inhale, exhale. Go where you need to here, guys. Lift your heart. Let go of that back leg and push back into the hip flexor. Lengthen long, hamstring. Lengthen long, get that stretch. So if this feels okay, point and flex. If you can't get this deep, stay up here. Just don't put your hands on the knee, right? A little farther forward. Breathe as you go. Both hands to the inside of the front leg. Take that other leg all the way around. Curl the toes, lift. Give that a little wiggle. We're in our down dog again. Walk your hands to your feet in 4, 3, bend your knees as you need to, and then fully bend, come all the way up. Give a few little wiggles. We have that whole set on the other side. Just kind of straighten out your band again. That kind of went a bit wonky on you. Sometimes they stick. And then I'm taking my right foot, putting the arch through, and then the other leg is going back. So I'm going to drop to the knee. Now, if you don't like dropping to the knee, just grab the band, right? From here, I'm going to wrap it. I ended up wrapping twice. I've got a really long band and it's not super tight. That's up to you. Press and lift. Move your back leg back if you want to make this a bit harder. Get those feet pointing forward and then start with the work of the leg first. Get yourself balanced. Again, if you need to warrior that back foot right off the bat, go ahead because of toes. When you're ready, row. It's a narrow row. How far forward you go, totally up to you. You can get right down. Watch as you're going down, though. You're not going down because you're rounding, right? We're still in our neutral line, and we're pushing away with glute and ham. Lean forward a little bit into it, Tyra, versus staying so high in your chest. Lean a bit. Yeah, now pull. Yeah, let lean follow your movement. Go 2 more. And last one. Stay in the forward a little bit. Warrior your back foot. Now, if it feels good, you can open it wider. I'm holding really loose with my back leg. I'm looking at my knee. Mine's collapsing in, so I'm pushing it out a bit. And then pull and rotate. Oh, I just got a loud hip pop. Exhale as you pull. Let's go 5, 4. So lots of balance getting challenged here. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center. Open the band and just let it go. Rotate back to neutral. Down comes that knee. And I'm just going to push in and out of my hip flexor. Get a little mobility happening there. When it feels good, I'll stay in my hip flexor. Maybe I push with my hands. Maybe I can reach one arm, reach the other. Maybe I can bind. Totally up to you where you go. Couple inhales, exhales. If you know for yourself a little pigeon and rotation feels good, go ahead and get it. Oh, I forgot to do that. I'm going to bring you back up. I forgot something. So it's beautiful that we're here, but we're going to come up. Now I want you to press that leg back up for me, you guys. So in your warrior, knee bad, I'm going to go to elbow if that's tight and reach. If I'm okay, I'll bring the fingertips down and reach. If I'm still okay, I'll go deeper and I'll bind. Again, not going there in my body. If it feels good for you, please go ahead. So let's go 5, 4, shift your shoulders down, 3, 2, and 1, and now press away to come out. rotate back into that front position, down goes the knee. So we've already done the hip flexor stretch here, so let's just push back into the hamstring. I was thinking I forgot something, I couldn't remember what it was. Sorry guys. Point in front, flex that front foot. Inhale, exhale for me. Both hands to the front leg and bring that all the way around. Beautiful. So curl the toes, bring it up. Walk your hands to your feet this time. 4, 3, all the way in on 2 and 1. Let your head dangle and bend as you slowly come to tall. Give a few little wiggles up there. Move to the front of your mat. Just going to straighten mine out. And go ahead and grab that band. We're just going to do one passive squat and then roll back and then sit up on our tush. So not going up and down. Find yourself in lateral rotation. Bend it down and then go ahead and curl. And up we come. Now if you don't like that, just go ahead and sit right down. Push yourself out so that your heels are aimed in the corners of your mat. And then find your pubic bone lined up with the middle of your mat. And then sit nice and tall. From here, equal tails. Bring your feet in halfway on the mat. So I was at the width of my mat, now I'm coming in halfway. And I'm going to take my band and put it tight around my feet. So it's just gone around my feet. And then I'm going to open them a little bit. Just holding some tightness there. We're just going to start some ankle work. So I'm going to let without my knees and my hips rolling in and out, I'm going to let my feet roll in and roll out. So I'm working the peroneals, which are a little bit of your, not a little bit, massive amounts of balance muscle that runs up the side of your leg on the lower half of your leg down along the shin. And these little windshield washers, just get into that a little bit. Now, if you notice yourself rounding and sitting back and kind of hunching into your back, you want to sit tall. So if that's not a doable option, roll up your mat or sit on a block, right? We want to stay tall in the sits bones, and we just want to activate those little balance muscles in our feet. Shoulders stacked down, head in line. Go ahead and look at your feet if you want, but be careful that you're not forward flexing to do that. One more time. Now keep a little pressure into the side of your foot. You can wrap your band, and we're just going to row. Just going to find that nice big row. As you row, bring your hands in without using your wrist to about your waistline. And then when you get here to this point, think of squeezing your elbows together so your shoulders open and your rhomboids squeeze. So your shoulder blades come together, in theory. Go 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Sit tall, pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reach it all the way forward, round the spine, bend the knees, and let the pressure come in. So you can bring your feet closer together. Give a little break on those back extensors. I'm going to relax off my strapping, widen my feet, so now my feet can go to the corners of my mat. So I've loosened up that band a bit. My left hand is grabbing the right strap, and I'm just placing it without pressure on my knee. My other hand's wrapping, and I'm just going to pull one arm. I'm just pulling the one arm and my straps are crisscrossed. Yeah, now once I've got that, I'm going to add my rotation. Inhale, exhale. Sit super tall. If tall is tough, bend the knees. Inhale, exhale, or sit up on a pad. Just try not to let your pelvis move. Go 2 more. And 1. Now go ahead and hold that fist into your rib cage, but your shoulders dropped. Cut the room in half with your vision. Look to the far wall. Now just move your rib cage. Ribs. Ribs. 5, 4, 3, yes, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back. Let your feet come in for a little bit of outer thigh break. Switch which hand is active. So my right hand now is holding the band nice and loose. My left hand is wrapping. And I'm going to pull. Sit tall, same thing other side. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Again, hips are bugging you. Lower back is having a hard time finding neutral. Bend the knees. We decrease the lever length. It allows you to make that movement more accessible. Pull that hand right into the rib cage to the ASI's pelvis area, right? Not too high. Otherwise, your shoulder blade will wrap up around your ears. Let's go. 2 more. Exhale, 1. Now pull that, leave it on your rib. Take your vision, look to the room, to the wall beside you, and pulse. Pelvis doesn't move. 5, 4. Sit tall, sit tall. 3, 2, 1, all the way out. Release that. Let the feet come right in. Maybe move forward on your mat so you've got some space behind you. Now I just have that around my arch heel-ish area, and you'll know how tight to hold once you start your movement. So I'm holding at the end of my tails, but I'm making sure they're pretty equal. Slight bend to my knees. I'm going to wrap once to give me some support on a little scoop. And then inhale and come up. Now, if you're not getting enough support, wrap again. And then that little scoop. So I'm thinking of hollowing my abdomen and pulling myself up and in. I am going from a somewhat neutral spine, probably a little bit of flexion happening in there, to a nicely rounded spine. Now I'm going to roll it all the way down. So I'm going to loosen off on my band, roll it all the way down, let my head touch, roll ups. Inhale, cervical nod. Exhale, come around the corner, and then just let your band go loose as you go into your first forward fold. So I'm just folding forward. My lumbar spine is vertical to the earth. I'm rocking left and right, giving a little stretch into the hammies, and then I'm going to engage into those feet again and roll it back vertebrae by vertebrae. So now I've loosened my band off fully. Inhale, cervical nod. Now if you're tight, bend your knees. Otherwise, come around the corner and fold. Let's go 2 more. Again, tightness, legs popping up, bend your knees. Inhale, cervical nod. Exhale, come around the corner, stretch it long, and then peel yourself to tall. Take that band, put it more around the ball of the foot. Now, if you're not a toe cramping person, you can go ahead and point your toes and point them into the band. I will cramp out. So I'm putting the ball of foot in. From here, as I roll back, I'm going to leave myself in a supported spine. I'm going to bring my legs up at the same time. So I'm going to scoop, legs are coming up, and bend the knees. Beautiful. Head goes down. Find a little bit of a pressure into the band, and I just want you to kick your legs out, in and out. Just kick them in and out. We're in parallel, and I'm just pressing away and pulling in. Let's go for 4. Abs are in supported spine or neutral because I am supporting my legs with my straps. I could be neutral. My elbows are anchored and I'm just pressing away. Now keep the legs pressed away, lift up and lower. Now I'm going into supported spine because my legs are getting heavier as they go down, but the band is assisting me. Let's go 4 more. So a little lower lift here. 3 more. We're going to add a little bit of a cervical nod and a roll up to the press down. So as my legs go down, I cervical nod and then I'm rolling up. My elbows are coming off and I'm kind of in a little bit of a teeter-totter here. And then I'm going to come back down and head is going to go down. Inhale, cervical nod. Exhale, roll up. My elbows have come up. I'm finding a balance point. Inhale, keep. Exhale, roll down. Don't roll too high. Just my shoulder blades, the tip of my shoulder blades rolling off. Nice big inhale here. And exhale, roll down. You kind of know where this is going, right? We're going into teaser. Bend the knees to 90. Inhale, cervical nod. Exhale, keep the knees bent. Come up into your teaser. So I'm just holding a modified teaser with the knees bent. My lumbar spine stays flexed. I'm just lengthening through my thoracic. I'm going to deepen and I'm going to roll back down. The knees are going to stay bent. Let's do that again. Inhale, cervical nod, look to your knees. Exhale, roll it up. And you might push your legs up to help you roll up. That's okay. Now, if you're feeling okay with this, straighten the legs. Still okay, reach the band. Yeah, there it is. Now, if you're not happy here, go back to that first level. That's not really first level, but go back to where we were. Scoop the abdominals. Now, I can still bend my knees in and fold, or I can keep my legs straight. Inhale, cervical nod, start to press. And nice big hold. Inhale, keep. And my final level is to reach the arms long. Don't put the feet down and lengthen your spine down, but your feet. Inhale, cervical nod. Look to your toes. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, find that nice strong hold. Ignore me wiggling around like a worm here. Little salamander going on. And then scoop and roll it down. Let's do 2 more. Cervical nod, big breath out. Find your balance point, then pull into the band. So I'm pulling my arms off to the side. Yeah. And then scoop and roll back. And we've got one more. We're almost there. Cervical nod, scoop, find your balance point. Big inhale here. And then scoop, roll all the way down, bend the knees, bring those babies in, slide that band off, let it drop into your waistline. Give me some windshield washers. Let one knee drop, let the other drop. So I'm kind of doing 90-90s, but when I'm lying down, the 90-90s is a little more forgiving on anyone with some hip issues. If you're pretty good with 90-90s and you're feeling okay, come on up to here and do your 90-90s here for your hip mobility. So I've sat up. And now I'm kind of rocking one hip across and then the other. Now, if that feels just too impinged, stay down. Inhale, exhale. Both are good. Recovery, we're going to do a little bit of, to reset, we're going to do a little bit of tabletop. So in the down position, if you're up, bring yourself down. Bring your feet, grab them both, roll it up. Point your fingers towards your booty. If that's really, really tight, point them out. Definitely not this way, jamming out, right? From here, feet in line with sits bones, and exhale, press up. See if you can make sure that the knees are of equal distance. One's not going out to the side. And then go ahead, vision up if you're able to. Open up. You find those glutes. And then just touch the tailbone down. And then press it up again, squeeze. Look to the sky if you're okay. Exhale down. So you should feel a shoulder stretch here. Your hip flexors are stretching out because you're pushing up. And now suddenly the glutes and the hamstrings are turning on, which is what we want because we're going to transition into a little bit of bridge work, but we're going to do a set of hundreds first. Go one more time. Hold it up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly come down. Walk your feet out, grab behind your knees, scoop to roll that back down. Now, if you need a headrest, go ahead and use it. Have your band, equal tails. Head goes down. I want you to pull into a supported spine. We're going into hundreds here, guys. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. For a moment, you have to roll up. Even if you choose to stay down, you have to roll up for a moment. Cervical nod, roll up. Place that band halfway down your shin. Let that dangle. Run your hands from the top. Bring it down partway. Feel a smidgen of tension. Squeeze those knees together, and then open your palms and kind of pat the water a little bit here. Now, if the neck is not having it, put it down. If your neck is okay, cervical nod, roll up. Let's go into hundreds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how the legs want to go. Hold them in nice and tight. 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Lift your pubic bone. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 30. Inhale, 2, 3. Roll your shoulders off. 3, 4, 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Watch, you're not rolling down. If your neck is getting sore, you're probably rolling down and pushing your chin up, right? Take a little break and come back up. Last 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Last one, guys. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 100. Draw it in. Draw it down. Grab behind those legs and lower it down. Take that band to your waistline and give a little movement from side to side. Another set of little windshield washers. We're going to go into our hammies. We will use the band. We're going to start with it in the hands, and then we're going to put it on the foot. So we're going to start bilateral, both legs going. Bring your heels into parallel sits bones. No headrest if you tend to use it. And then from here, neutral spine, you can do supported. This is generally done in neutral. I'm going to reach it up. I tend to like it in a bit of supported. I'm going to take my hands fairly wide on my band, add a little bit of tension to it. And I'm going to start this first. I'm going to start the over and back. And I just want to really think about my ribs not popping up as I bring my hands over my head. I'm going to inhale, exhale. So inhale over. Make sure your feet are sits bones difference, not wider here. Go one more time. And then leave the arms reaching to the sky. Vertebrae by vertebrae, roll your spine up and then tuck your chin in so you're looking more to where your fingers are versus straight to the sky. And on this one, keep your bridge. So instead of articulating bridge, lower the hips, the arms go over the head. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale down, exhale up. So now you're turning on those glutes and those hamstrings as you bring that up. Now, if this feels good and you want to go a little harder into the posterior line and involve a bit of calf work, bring your heels off. Totally optional. If you tend to cramp, keep those heels down. Because because our priority is not the calf line, right? It is the glutes and hams. So that calf is just getting the party, joining the party, but it doesn't have to. Doesn't have to. Go one more. Keep that lifted. Open up the arms straight to the sky and start a little bit of peck. So I'm going to pull as I open my elbows down and reach it up. And then I'm going to lower the bum and lift. Lower and lift. Let's go 5. Squeeze your glute. This is bridge, so it's neutral spine, neutral pelvis. I'm not articulating. I am opening my chest and I'm squeezing that buttocks. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Breathe it out. Last 2. And 1. Heels go down. Heel the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. Give a little wiggle on the legs. I'm keeping my right heel in line with my sits bones down. I'm going to roll up briefly and put my left either ball of foot or toe. Again, if you're a cramper, go ball of foot. And then from there, I'm just going to wrap. I've got a long band. I'm just going to wrap so I can leave my elbows down. The tension's going to happen when you push up. So if you don't like this straight leg option, bend your knee and do like we did in hundreds. Put it over the knee. From here, I'm going to press my hip and lower. So now I want to push into the resistance of the band. So if I want more, I wrap, squeeze. Now we're making this percussive. And down. And down. Let's go for 4. Watch, there's no hip hike happening. And you're just pushing into that glute to squeeze. That is on the floor. Let's go 2 more. And go 1 more. Keep it in the up. Keep it in the up. Squeeze that glute. Reach it. Bring it up. The leg's going into an extension through the hip. Let's go for 5. If you wanted to be on the ball of foot, you could. 4. I'm not going there. Go 3. Lift that tush as high as you can. Turn on that glute. 1. Hold it reaching and give me little circles. Ooh, 5. 4. Keep your elbows to the floor. 3. 2. Circle the other direction. 5. Don't let your pelvis move around like a little snake or salamander. Everything is strong and solid. 3, 2, 1, and down you go. Slip that band off. Little windshield washer. We're going to do that whole sequence on the other side. QL is working. We're going to stretch it after. Hamstrings are working. We're going to stretch them after. Bring yourself back into neutral. So again, that whole sequence can be done with the band over my shin or ball of foot if I cramp. I'm going toes on this one. Before I grab my band, I'm going to make sure my tails are equal. Grab the bitter end and then wrap. So then I don't have to death grip so much in my hands. Set your other foot, sits bones. The leg in the band. Is it hiked? Push it so that both sides of hip ribs are equal. Shoulders into back pockets, anchor. From here, I'm going to just lift up gently just to make sure initially I have my positioning and that I didn't twist. From there, I'm going to add that power up. Want to make it harder? By all means, pull the band tighter. And exhale as you thrust your hips with control. So you're not going past neutral. You're not arching when you push up. You're just pressing into the glute. 4, be on the ball of foot if you want. 3. Exhale, 2. Now keep it as high as you can and reach it and bring it up. Exhale, inhale. Can I test the waters on flexibility? Absolutely. Bring it in as close as you can without losing your spine. Push it away as far as you can without arching. So the up will cause flexion, the down will cause extension through the pelvis or posterior anterior tilting. Keep it neutral. Hold it up there, circles 5 each way. 5, 4. Watch your inner thigh of the non-moving leg is not bowing out to the side. 2, and 1. Circle the other way. Let's go 5. Those arms, by the way, if they're quivering, they're stabilizing. 3, we're holding that band. 2, so there's lots going on here. 1, and bring her home. Carefully bring that band off. Go ahead and windshield washer. We're going to go into a big, deep 4 stretch. or rotational. Just take your band and kind of place it. I'm going to reach out my right leg. I'm going to bring up my left. I'm going to take my right hand on the outside of my left knee, and I'm going to roll that over. I'm going to look in opposition, and I'm just going to try and let my bottom butt cheek chill out, and I'm just going to feel my rotation. Now, if you've got a fair amount of flexibility in this position and you want to join a little hamstring stretch here, you could use your band for this, or run your hand along your leg and go to straight, and then bring it up and over. It's a bit more aggressive. Choose it if you want. I'm looking in opposition of the direction my leg has gone. Hard place to find big breaths, but we want to. So huge breaths. One more breath. And as you exhale, bend that leg in if it's not already bent, and slowly derotate. Don't come out of that fast. That's big. Straighten out your body because it's going to be crooked. I'm going to straighten out my left, bring up my right, left hand on the knee. I'm going to roll over, first of all, in my bent knee position and see how my back feels. Tendency here, and you can see it better when I'm pulled this direction. The rib to the hip, the QL, which kind of lies right in this little pocket. When we bring this position, we tend to hike the hip up. I want you to think of taking your pelvis and making some space there when you bring that knee over. And then if you want to go to straight leg option, go ahead. Try and relax your bottom butt cheek. Vision goes the other way. So this is hard on the neck. Give yourself a little pillow. Couple really good breaths here. One more. And as you exhale, bend that knee and slowly derotate yourself. Grab behind one. Let's do a hammy stretch. Use your band, but I'm now going to double up my band so it has less elasticity. I don't want it to be too much elastic, otherwise I'm going to have to yank really hard with my hands. I'm going to roll up a little bit and put it into the ball of foot or arch. From there, as it's on my leg, I want to reach up, grab, keep the arms straight, and then just lie back down. From there, I'm just going to pull that in to find a stretch. The opposite leg can stay bent. More aggressive is straight. That's up to you. Now, I tend to jam in my hip socket here on this side. So I'm going to take my opposite hand, same hand as leg. I'm just going to push that hip open a little bit, press away on that joint as I pull my leg in. And then find the stretch. Point and flex the foot, but watch the band doesn't come flying forward into your face. Inhale, exhale as you go. Stretch into that hammy. And then grab it as the same hand as foot and just let it go off to the side. So we did the rotation already. Now we're going to go into the adductors a little bit, or inner thigh muscles. Take it out as far as you feel comfortable. And then just hang there for a moment. Inhale, exhale, getting the stretch. Now, if you feel like you need to counterbalance, you can bend your stretching leg, your leg that's long, and just push it out to the side. It could be up or down. Just find a little bit of counterbalance. And then slowly come out of that. Take the band, same thing, other side. Roll up, place it where you want to. Arms are straight and lie down. Once you're there, pull that leg in. If that feels okay. If you don't need the band and you can grab the leg, go ahead. So I can grab the leg on both sides, but my hip doesn't like it on the left because of how deep it is in flexion. So sometimes a joint that has some restriction in it will stop you from getting into the stretch as deep as you want. You just kind of have to figure out, okay, how can I get in there without impinging through my joint? And that's always a bit of a trial and error to figure out how to find it. Point and flex that foot. And then when that feels good, grab it with the same hand as foot. And again, if you've got the flexibility, just grab the foot and take it off to the side. Open that gently. Again, if you want to counterbalance with the other leg, you can. If your pelvis is hiked up, I don't care. This is about the stretch. I don't care what your pelvis is doing. Just allow yourself to find the stretch. Couple inhales, exhales. And then you're going to bend that leg to bring yourself all the way up. Take the band, throw it to your front of the mat. Knee fold one leg, knee fold the other, roll it up. And we're going to continue because now we've kind of pushed into the hip flexors. We want to open them. So bring yourself over onto your belly. You might need to do 1 or 2 floppies here to reset before you can go higher. So I know I do. So I'm going to fold my hands and put my forehead into my hands. I'm going to just wiggle my tailbone from left to right, let my booty totally go. And once I have that, we did this at the very start. I'm going to repeat it again. I've got a small lateral rotation, and I'm just going to see just really gently where my extension in my back is going to allow me to go before I worry about the swan and the connection into the extensors. So again, just that really floppy, pubic bone's not coming off. Just that little opener. If you can come higher, go ahead, right? My body, my demo does not limit your body. Go where you can go. This is where mine's going. And then gently bring it down. So let's connect into that. We are going to do double leg kick. Take that band, just put it in the small of your back. You're not going to use it right away. Just leave it there. Find a lateral rotation of knee, hip, ankle. We're going into swan. We'll start with half swan. Shoulders down and away, abs engaged, legs reaching, glutes connected. Half swan literally is only bringing the rib cage off. That's it. That's it. Haven't lifted anything else. Just my rib cage to my xiphoid process. Inhale, keep. Exhale, lower it down. So it's mini. Stay connected. Glutes are reaching, legs are reaching, abs are engaged. Bring it up. Nice strong inhale, keep. Exhale, bring it down. So if that's working for you, let's go a little higher. Push into your palms. Now you are going to pull the abs up and in as you come up. So now there's a lot less flexibility showing in my back, and that's what I want. Tyra, pull those abs up. Really strong, right? Because you know you'll tend to go Gumby. Yeah. And Kathleen as well, right? With your flexibility that your body has, just make sure you're really pulling up. You're not overdriving into hip flexors and the lower back. And bring it down. Sneak your shoulders away from your ears. So Denise, maybe bring your hands a little closer down by your sides so that your shoulders creep into your back pockets more. Yeah, nice and long. Bring it down. Let's do glider 2. Abs engaged. We're going to press that marble, lengthen up, opposite heel to tush. Don't let your whole body shrug to do that. Scaps are turned on, shoulders blades are into back pockets. Bring it down. Other side, press away, abs engaged and lift. Inhale, keep. It shouldn't be a massive stretch into the hip flexors because we're pulling the abs in. And then bring it all the way down. Beautiful. Turn one cheek so you can plug your ear into the floor. So I'm almost sounding muffled. And just take your arms out into iron cross. Just feel how that neck stretches. So for me, this side's perfectly fine, but when I do it on the other side, there's restriction all the way through the side of my neck. So just take a few breaths here. If this is too much, hands lower, or just bend the elbows and kind of let those elbows pop off. Now just go ahead and turn your cheek, plug your ear in on the other side. So for me, I just feel more tension when I go to the side. It's just a little tighter. It's harder for me to settle my shoulders. Let your shoulders drip. Let them just on the floor, right? We're not worrying about retracting them back. We're not in connection. We're just stretching it out here. And then go ahead and turn your cheek back so you can see the camera. What I'm going to do is bring my hands, and if you can interlace them and rest them and still let those elbows and shoulders flop down, go ahead. If that is way too tight, you're grabbing the band so that you can go floppy, right? So if you need the band, use it. In this position, I am slightly laterally rotated. My abs are pulled in. My glutes are squeezing. I'm going to flex my heels, and I'm just going to stay with flex. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Now, there's a band attached to my hands and my feet. My hands and my heels. So as my legs reach away, my arms reach away, I turn, I find extension through the center. Inhale here, turn your cheek, pull your heels in, pull your hands in, 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3, reach. So I'm going to go flex, flex, flex. Again, inhale, inhale. Now, if this is difficult on the lower back, when you stretch the legs out, I want you to put your feet down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, reach. And again, 1, 2, 3, reach. 2 more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Pull those abs in, reach. Last one. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Reach, hold the reach, hold the reach. Lower back not having it, drop those legs. Those are heavy. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Vision is not, it's neutral. Reach the arms and lower, shoulder extension. If you're feeling kind of nauseous, make sure you're pulling your abs up, not distending your abs into the mat. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. and release, lower it down. Throw that band off to one side or the other. Recovery is child's pose if you want, or just come all the way back and sit tall. Little no into the neckline. Make sure you didn't grab too much tension there with the head turning from left to right. A little yes in the neckline. Again, if you don't like sitting back on the heels this way, you're up, right? If your knees don't invite that. And then hinge at your hips, hands to the floor, and let's find our down dog or elephant, guys. Curl and up we come. And just add that little prancing. Get those toes going again. Watch here when you're pushing away from the floor that's not allowing your shoulders to wrap up. Keep your shoulders away from your ears still. Inhale, exhale, and then walk your feet to your hands. Bend your knees as you need to. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Widen your legs on the floor. I'm going to ragdoll supported. So I'm putting my elbows on my quads, letting my head dangle, looking through my legs. If you can do an unsupported ragdoll, go right ahead. Remember, unsupported movement and forward flexion is actually super hard on the back. So if you know you've got any back shizzle going on, just put your elbows on your knees. It's not a big deal. And then slowly come all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. At the very top, we're just going to roll everything, wiggle it out. Couple cycles of breath, and then just face the front. Find your feet nice and strong, and let's do a closing breath, gang. Inhale as you lift the heart, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down, center heart. And other direction. Reach it open. Open up your fingers. Pull your palms back. Lift. Lift. Bend your elbows right here. Open that pec line. Hopefully you can take a bigger breath. And we are done.